Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video. Today, we're going to tackle another controversial topic in the space, and the reason this question came to my mind is because I've been seeing it being asked everywhere on social media in the last couple of days. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos of the sort come by, and I generally think there's quite a lot of confusion / there's just a lot of really interesting theories out there. So, of course, the controversy itself is the XRP price by the end of the year. And I know, guys, there's no one answer. Straight up for you guys right there, there is not going to be one answer. But if you're hoping for $100 at the end of the year, oh my god, I'm going to have to disappoint you. But guys, before we get into any of the cool stuff of today, make sure you press the like button, because if we can get 299 likes on this video within 24 hours, we are giving away, as you guys know, $200 worth of XRP. So all you need to do is press the like button on this video, comment something down below, and make sure you have the notification bell on. Now let's get into the controversy. So first of all, just a little bit of a normal thing. It is from XRP Crypto Wolf / it is also from Cointelegraph here. So they both stated, Ripple fused, it's actually linked in the same article, Ripple fused XRapid, XCurrent, and XVIA into features of its RippleNet offering. Instead of buying XCurrent or XVIA, clients will connect to RippleNet or premises or through the cloud, and instead of XRapid, clients will use on-demand liquidity. Well, a couple of things I have to note / say about that is that I think the interview with A. Pompliano actually explained this a lot better than this article here did. So in my own words, what has happened here is they rebranded it to having XCurrent, XVIA, and XRapid in a very strange sense on the website. They just put it all out there as RippleNet, right? And because, you know, XCurrent and XVIA are more kind of traditional things, and XRapid was kind of a side thing because it uses cryptocurrency, it is still named on the site as well as on-demand liquidity, even though the three of them combined are also called RippleNet, or at least are within RippleNet, right? That's at least what we're saying. So one thing I find so interesting is that some are stating out there that right now you always use XRapid, or right now you're going to always use all three. That's not the case, right? People can still decide if they want to use XCurrent, XVIA, or XRapid alone. It is still always a choice, and most likely 80 or 90% of the customers are going to be using XCurrent now before they do any of these other ones. Now, one thing that is really quite interesting is that XCurrent, really, as Brad Garlinghouse himself explained, is just kind of a attention-grabbing coin, like a lure, kind of to grab these financial institutions in, and once they've kind of snatched onto XCurrent, they can really start to kind of tell them like, hey, I see you're doing a lot of transactions, but are you noticing the cost? Well, we have something that's a lot cheaper for you to do or to have and whatever. And now that they're already working with Ripple in a very good fashion and they've already built up some trust and whatever, it's going to be a lot easier for Ripple to push them through to their new on-demand liquidity solution, right? Because that sounds a lot less foreign than XRapid. So I definitely think it was a smart idea to rebrand. And also I think that bundling them all into RippleNet is a very good idea, because in the literal sense now you can always talk about RippleNet customers instead of XCurrent, XVIA, or XRapid customers, but you can just kind of, you know, tell us all the numbers at once here, but just stating the RippleNet customers. I think that was pretty interesting. Well, then let's get into the controversy, though. It is about the price of XP at the end of the year. And I've been watching a couple of videos here the last, 1 hour, 40 minutes, I think. And this is one of the things I watched is from the Martian Report. And by the way, all the channels that I'm going to be covering is channels that I can personally support. So, you know, I've watched them a little bit, and I know they can provide quality XRP content. So if you're wondering, they do. All right, but I do have a little bit of criticism, a little bit. And in this case here, what the Martian Report talks about, and I have not watched the whole live stream, so if he actually makes another claim somewhere in the video, I am sorry, all right? But the only part I watched is that he said that right now we're in quite a difficult spot. And this is actually not criticism at all, but just kind of an observation from what he said. He said that right now our area that we're in at 27 cents is going to be a game breaker. Why so? Because either we're going to move up or we're going to move down. He says it's a 50-50 chance, and that's most likely going to be setting the tone for the end of the year. Now, one thing to take notice of, though, is that it's only 2.5 months till the end of the year, and I find that mind-boggling. Like, I remember, like it was yesterday that we were in January, that I was celebrating that 2019 had come along, but it's almost 2020. Well, what he says now is that we're either going to go to, let's say, for example, 25 cents or 30 cents, and that's going to be setting the tone of the upcoming year. He says it somewhere in quite the beginning of the video. But what I found so interesting about that is that I can quite agree to what he said, but on the other hand, also really disagree with it. So why I would agree is that if we go to 25 cents, right, of course, following any simple analysis, there's a higher likelihood to fall lower than that, right? So most likely, right, let's say 25 cents, which is a very big psychological barrier always, right, gets broken. We go to 24.7, for example, and I don't know out of the back of my head where real big supports are. We would have to check the charts. Not too important for now, though. All right, we're going to most likely fall to the next big support. Once that one breaks, we're going to fall down lower, yada, yada, yada. But in that scenario, in that sense, we are going down lower, right? And we're most likely, our chart's going to be looking like this, if you guys get it. And that would be kind of bad, right? And in just the simplest theory, we have a higher likelihood of the end of the year price not really falling out that high or even be relatively low, since we've gone down right now and it's only 2 months. Well, if the price goes higher, though, there's actually a pretty good likelihood of just turning this all around, going a little bit higher towards 3 cents, and that means we have more likelihood of staying on a positive row, right? At least that's what they're saying. Well, why I would agree with that is because it makes sense in the literal simple form and theory, because it's just what it is, right? If you go higher, you have a higher chance of continuing to go higher than switching around until a given point, but that's the basic sense. Why I don't agree with it is because it actually doesn't make shit for sense. It doesn't make sense for shit. Why is that? Because even if it goes to 7 cents right now, it can just all the way bounce up to 90 cents, for example, within a couple of days. Who's going to know, right? Because we've seen some crazy 100%, 200%, or even sometimes 450% shifts within a day. So in the end, it's not going to matter for anything. And so we can kind of compute ideas and, you know, allocate our minds and time to exactly what's going to be happening in the next couple of days here, which is going to reflect the end of the year price. But in reality, it's not going to matter for anything because it's all the last couple of days of December that are really going to be deciding it. Even the last day could be a major game changer. It could make the price go from 50 to 100 or 50 cents to $1 just in the span of that, right? But okay, I'm not completely right there, because if XRP starts a major uptrend or a major downtrend right now, and I'm talking major as in, you know, like really exponential growth possibly or some crazy steps, yeah, all right, I can agree with you. It would look a lot different at the end of the year if it took some major steps right now. No question given right there. No question at all, will most likely look that way. But on the contrary, you know, if we keep doing what we're doing right now, last month or last quarter, in terms of trending, right, mostly sideways, small, I guess, to minor, micro even uptrend, because on the monthly here we can see it's definitely a little bit of an uptrend. On a quarter, it's not really looking like an uptrend. It's even more so it is a literal downtrend, because we can literally see our points getting lower and lower and lower. Here once more up, but in the end, it keeps on going lower. On the yearly, I mean, pretty difficult to say, but not that much changed. I guess we're also lower on the yearly. In every sense, it has gone down lower. So this time around, the halfway through October, not going to matter for anything. In the end of the year, you're not going to notice what happened just now. So that's just something I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on. Another one I watched is from The Bearable Bull, which is another channel that I personally have sometimes watched. The Martian Report I've also watched a couple of times because they're just really quite popular, and they do post a lot of interesting things, which I normally don't necessarily talk about myself. Well, what The Bearable Bull talks about here is something that I really quite disagree with, and I think that's also kind of controversial to say because, of course, you know, you don't want to hurt your kind of friends in a sense, right? Because The Bearable Bull, definitely nice person. I've talked to him a little bit on Twitter, I think. Maybe it was on YouTube. I don't completely remember exactly where it was, but pretty good. You know, no hard feelings at all right? And this is constructive criticism, most likely just for the viewers, right? He's not doing anything wrong with the reporting, just putting it out there so there's no hard feelings anywhere, right? Why I'm saying that is because when I looked at the video, I was really expecting something, right? He says here the final Ripple XRP price prediction for the end of the year, and he does give a prediction. So he did not lie, he did not clickbait, because he gives a prediction. Period, all right? It's XRP to USD, right? And what do we find quite interesting about this? It's that in his chart, he has volume, EMA, CM to EMA. I cannot even read what it says right there. It's just a trend. And we have another EMA, right? So we can see everything here, just a lot of EMAs, volume, the whatever he called it, this thing. And what else does he have? Well, he has one line here, which is possibly just this EMA, right? And we can see a very big triangle. Definitely a triangle right there. Now, what does this triangle tell us? Because this is a weekly chart. What does it tell us? You tell me, because I don't freaking know, right? Why I'm saying that is because in the end, what he has just done is taken the highest point and just drawn until our location here where we are at, right? And maybe I should have watched further into the video because I was stopped somewhere around here. Because what I've not seen within the chart, and again, it could be in the context, but I did not watch it. What I don't see here, and is just for a lot of you guys, is basic TA. And I'm saying that so specifically because many people get angry over this stuff, all right? That's why I have to really address it so definitive. Is that there's no basic sense to this triangle whatsoever. There's no, out of my trading knowledge, and I've been doing this for a couple of years, there's nothing that this will represent except for just how the price has been moving up to now. But this is no confirmation in any sense of what's going on. There's no second or third confirmation of the triangle. There's literally nothing you can say about this, right? And one thing you can speculate is like, this is showing just that the price is going down. Well, in theory, no. Unless, right, he just took this small little teeny weeny wick right there to confirm the trend, which is something that I personally do not really agree with, as it's almost useless. You're not really showing anything. And yeah, it's just basically a line here or a support that's most likely holding. Not even that. Maybe it's a reason of support. I don't know. It's most likely just a good support. And for the rest, it's just another line placed on top of it with no real sense in the end. But yeah, that's just what I noticed, that a lot of people attach value to this, saying like, all right, because I've seen it get taken out of context. They'll say, all right, you know, we're at the end of the channel here. We're going to rise up to the moon. I've seen that a lot of times. I've also seen people say, all right, we're at the end of the channel here. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I've seen that. We've also seen people do, all right, we're at the end of the triangle here. We're going to fall now. Right? This triangle, you can see it sloping downwards. Going to fall more. Crazy falling coming. And all these theories make absolutely no sense. They're based upon thin air, nothing, and it will do you no good whatsoever. So if you really want to do proper TA, please just check out one of the trading channels, right? There's a lot of trading channels out there that learn you basic TA, like Trading 212, I think is one of them. Like just type in Forex and you'll find tens of thousands of videos. You know, it's kind of interesting how people attach value to strange things. And you can also check out the comments here. A lot of people will give you guys a lot of interesting opinions, and that's also why I really am kind of against making videos on price and about predictions, because you can see a lot of people get like, Elmao, for real, dude said, now I've been wrong before, try every time, there guy. Enough with these predictions, yada yada, a couple of other things. In the end, you know, you're not really helping out anybody or hurting anybody when making price predictions, unless you're making them ridiculous, right? So these two guys here, XRP Martian, or the Martian Report, and Bearable Bull, they've done no harm by claiming these things, because it's what they think. They do the price prediction. That's basically it, right? And this whole live stream is actually about a lot of different things as well. Pretty cool stream, just walking around Australia, if I'm not mistaken. And again, it's just a price prediction, so it doesn't hurt anybody, but it's just an interesting view from my opinion. And I thought I should quickly share it with y'all, since, you know, I wanted to stream this at first because I thought it would be an interesting topic to do so, but I only wanted to talk for a couple of minutes here and just tap out. Don't want to have a lot of big discussion in the chat, so I thought, you know what, let me just make a video, and you guys can just comment down below what you think about it. Because my price prediction for the end of the year is that there's no price prediction. You can just really speculate. You can just guess a price, but in the end, nobody's going to know. All right, and I might make another video about the price. I might make another theory about it, or I might cover another theory that other people are saying. But in the end, nobody will really know. And it's just something you kind of got to put yourself towards, that, like, refreshing your feed is not going to make the price higher, right? Like, clicking on all these high prices is not going to make those prices happen. Please just look for the utility. As Brad Garlinghouse himself said, utility is most likely going to be really placing the price at one point in the future. I'm personally also more of that opinion here, that really what they're doing in terms of their adoption, in terms of their everything on a daily basis, like most likely the deployment really, and the volume, but all that they're doing in that sense is really what's going to make a change in crypto, in Ripple, in XRP, right? And not all these price predictions that are just taken out of thin air, you should not attach too much value to them. Now, most likely this video will receive a lot of hate because people will watch it from the start and be like, oh, you stupid idiot, you did a price prediction way too high or something like that, because people don't watch, they just like to hate on things. But hopefully you guys get my view as well. That's just something kind of pointless. And I'm just trying to point it out to some people for if you're kind of stuck in the loop of really wanting to know the price. If you really do know it, what I personally think, right, estimate, real, just speculation, what I'm thinking is going to happen, since then I've still done what I say in the title, I think 34. Gonna speculate 34 cents. Right, let me put it up there. It's gonna be a 25% price increase, right, if I'm not mistaken here, like about plus 25%, 34 cents. I'm just gonna speculate on that one. What factors will depend on the most? Well, some people have estimated that ETF decisions will really do the trick. No more ETFs decision this year, as you see in the comment section here as well. So that's not going to do any trick. Libra, most likely not going to make anything crazy happen within this year still, so I don't think that's going to be a major catalyst. Halving of next year, I mean, it's too far away to do anything, and even the BitMay CEO says it's not going to make any difference, so it's also a little bit of speculation on that front. I think mainly what type of adoption we've been seeing at Swell. So Swell of 2019, I think is going to be the major catalyst here, because that will showcase us utility, and in the end, I think that's what's going to show us the price. Speculation of mine, 34 cents. If it's completely wrong, could completely be so, because I have no idea. It's just a random number, taken out of thin air. It's just something I guessed, right? There's nothing else you can do. There's almost no TA that will guarantee you a win. It could give you a little bit more assurance due to trends, but realistically speaking here, these currencies are so volatile due to news and major shifts in like adoption / news, in the sense of like adoption news, if you guys get me, like new partnerships and such, that it's so hard to draw trends there. I think it's almost impossible, especially with Swell coming up here, which could be a major catalyst, but could also be a major letdown. Anything could change, anything could happen. So yeah, guys, that was it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, even though it's a little bit negative. In the end, it's not my goal to be negative, because I'm still very much an avid supporter of the cryptocurrency, and I still think these coins will get to ridiculously high prices. I just think that a couple of ideas here and there are just ridiculously... Oh, here's another video on... From who's this? Hufin News. Okay, I actually did not watch this one. I just had it open by accident. Alright, maybe this prediction is completely different. Could be. My bad if not watching it. This is done a little bit differently though, by actually looking into the price here. You can see XP to USD on the 1 hour. It's in the end not okay. This is in the end not going to matter at all though, because it's on the 1 hour charts. This is not going to help us for the price at the end of the year, and it's actually just showing us some targets, at least what he wants to, his PR, so his profit, or PL actually, his profit to loss ratio. In this case is kind of shown here, 2.6. A triangle here for like the last couple of hours, or like 1.5 days. Yeah, you could do something with that. I think if you're, this is 3 hour here, if you're interested in the price at the end of the year, this is not going to matter for shit. But in the end, guys, I think this stuff is a lot better, because he shows you what he's doing, and it kind of makes more sense, I think, because of doing it. But okay, I've talked enough. I've talked long enough, guys. Hopefully you understood it. Still much avid of a supporter, and as I said or showed you guys here, Crypto Man said it's a win anyway, just be patient. That's also my spirit. It's a win-win anyways. No hurries, no worries, it's all going to be alright. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again in another video.